Hello, first years, and welcome back to the University of Magic. Today's class is going to be about theory. Now, I don't know where to start. So, in my opinion, my theory is that Harry Potter and Tom Riddle are brothers. Now, let me go in depth and explain to you on why I believe that. A long time ago. No, just kidding. No, but for real, a long time ago. I feel like after watching or binge watching the movies several times, pretty much every weekend, from Friday to Sunday, there's not really an explanation on why Tom Riddle hates Harry Potter so much. And so I kind of came up with my own theory, and I would like to share with you guys. So let's start off with James Potter. I feel like that before James Potter met Lily, he fell in love with a female with the last name Riddle. And of course they were young and dumb, and their relationship went a little unresponsible, and they both consumed a child, named it Tom, realized that they couldn't take care of the child, and put the child up for adoption, eventually being in an orphanage because of Tom Riddle's magic abilities. And once the years have gone by and passed, Dumbledore found out about James' little secret about Tom Riddle, and Dumbledore went to go visit Tom Riddle in the orphanage, and eventually brought him to Hogwarts to reunite James and Tom as father and son, and kind of build a good relationship. But while James was with Lily, he pushed away Tom Riddle, said some very hurtful, mean things, and caused Tom Riddle to resent James and start that deep, dark hatred that we all know that Tom Riddle had. And so the reason why Tom Riddle went to unalive Lily and James is because he was completely jealous of Harry. He was jealous that Harry Potter was getting all the love and that Tom Riddle never got to experience and got to receive from James. And so out of jealousy and hatred, Tom Riddle went to go do that. Now, after binge watching the Harry Potter movies and playing the Hogwarts Legacy game, we come to find out that in order to use a unforgiving curse, you have to mean it. It has to have a reason. There has to, you can't just use an unforgiving curse and not mean it, or else it doesn't do anything. So Tom Riddle used that hatred that he had for James and used it to go on a little spree, I guess, if you want to say that. And yeah, so that's why I started to think that Harry Potter and Tom Riddle were brothers. But after close investigation and noticing all these little Easter eggs scattered throughout the movies, which then allows you to put those Easter eggs together and kind of learn about the truth. So if we were to go back in time and we were to visit Dumbledore and Tom Riddle in the orphanage, you would see that Tom Riddle actually had the Resurrection Stone. And after watching the first Harry Potter movie, The Sorcerer's Stone, you notice that Harry Potter got the cloak of invisibility. I don't know why that's such a hard word for me to say, but it is, and I'm truly sorry. Now, for some of you new students that maybe does not know the story, so let me tell you guys. This story is called The Three Brothers. A long time ago, three brothers were walking down the road. They came across a deep, rapid river that was too dangerous to cross. So they used their magic and built a bridge. When they reached the other side, Death approached. He was upset and angry that the three brothers did not die from the river. So he pretended to be nice and told three brothers that they can all have one wish. The first brother asked for the most powerfulest wand, which then Death made the Elder Wand. The second brother missed someone that he truly loved that was dead. He asked to see her again. Death gave him the Resurrection Stone. The third brother was careful and smart, but he did not trust Death. So he asked him for something to hide him from him, and so Death gave him the cloak. Each brother went their separate ways. The first brother used his wand to help him win fights. Well, one day he would brag about it at the three broomsticks, and someone killed him that night. The second brother brought the stone and brought his true love back from the dead, even though she was still unalive. She was very depressed and upset, which then caused him to be unhappy and caused him to end his own life. The third brother used the cloak to hide from Death. He eventually lived a long, happy, healthy life, and when he was old, he gave the cloak to his son. And then he went with Death peacefully, like Death was an old friend. And that's how we got the Deathly Hallows. So, the story being told and putting everything together, and then figuring out that Tom Riddle's birthday was December 31st, 1926. So that means that either his great-grandfather or his grandfather was one of the brothers that has chosen the Resurrection Stone and eventually turning it into a family heirloom and then passing it down to the next generation, eventually making it to Tom Riddle. Now, if we look at Harry Potter was born on July 31st, 1980. So that would either make his great-grandfather or his great-grandfather who was one of the brothers who has chosen the cloak, and then eventually passing it down to generation, and eventually making it to Harry Potter. So that means that Harry Potter and Tom Riddle are long distance cousins. Mind blown. But the thing that I'm still trying to figure out is, why is still that hatred? Why is still a I mean, I guess I can see why Tom Riddle still hates Harry Potter, was because he's the boy that lived. Um, Tom Riddle went to the Potter's house to unalive all three, and Harry Potter was the lucky one that stayed alive. I mean, we all know it was because of Lily's love for Harry, and that's what protected Harry. But still, like, there's not really much detail on why the hatred, why the angry. And I guess that's something that we still need to figure out and put together. But that is it for today's class. I hope we all learned something. I surely did, especially finding out that Tom Riddle and Harry Potter was long distance cousins. And you know, like, just that theory that I kind of made myself of them possibly being brothers, to me that made sense. So yeah, so thank you guys for attending today's class. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next class. Have a good night.